Hey, what's up, people? How you guys doing? This is the Tyre Nichols funeral. Reverend Al Sharpton speaking. I want you guys to listen to this real quick and hit the like and subscribe button. Just listen to this real quick and let me explain something to you guys as you guys listen to this and see how the things of past happen now. But just bear with me and listen to this, man. Just hear me out and check this out.
King, it came to Memphis to fight for garbage workers, city employees that had no safety. Two had been killed with a malfunction. And here we are, actually 55 years later, looking at the balcony where Martin Luther King shed his blood for
Hey, mind you, this is the Tyre Nichols funeral. Reverend Al Sharpton speaking. This is Al Sharpton speaking. I was trying to bring it up for you guys, but just listen to this. And like I said, this is the Tyre Nichols funeral, and this is Al Sharpton speaking at the church where they were in Memphis. That's how deep it is, man. This is how crazy it is. Again, like I said, this is Al Sharpton speaking at the Tyre Nichols funeral in Memphis.
city workers, for black city workers to be able to work in the police department, work in sanitation. And the reason why, Mr. and Mrs. Wells, what happened to Tyree is so personal to me is that 5 black men that wouldn't have had a job in the police department would not ever be thought of to be in an elite squad. In the city that Dr. King lost his life, not far away from that balcony, you beat a brother to death. There's nothing more insulting and offensive to those of us that fight to open doors, that you walk through those doors and act like the folks we had to fight for to get you through them doors. You didn't get on the police department by yourself. The police chief didn't get there by herself. People had to march and go to jail, and some lost their lives to open the doors for you. And how dare you? Act like that sacrifice was not for nothing. You ain't in no New England state. You in Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis,
Where we
Tennessee.
had to fight for you. And you take that position and do what we saw. And then some of y'all got all this mess on social media. Let me tell you something. I don't know what you writing on social media. I know what I saw on the tape.
Right.
And the tape speaks for itself.
Speaks for itself. It speaks for itself.
They never asked this man for his license. Never asked for the car registration. Snatched him out of the car and began beating him. Nobody mentioned nothing about no girlfriend. Nobody mentioned nothing about no nothing. They started
Nothing to do with a
beating an
girl.
unarmed man.
Start beating an unarmed man. Period. But even if that was ulterior motives, come on now. Mind you, Hit the like and subscribe button, man. Remember, this is Al Sharpton talking at Tyre Nichols' funeral.
That they slayed the dreamer.
In the city that they slayed the dreamer. What has happened to the dream? Live your dream for you, man.
Where the dreamer laid down and shed his blood.
The dreamer is Martin Luther King, man.
You have the unmitigated gall to beat your brother, chase him down and beat him some more, call for backup, and they take 20 minutes. And you watch him, and you are too busy talking among each other. No empathy, no concern.
You're supposed to be protect and serve.
When his brothers threw him in the pit,
police supposed to be to protect and serve.
Nobody came to help Tyre.
Hit that like and subscribe button, man.
Until it's too late.
Hit that like and subscribe button, man. And this is education. This is for educational purposes, man.
Well, we'll just tell them something else happened, but we are going to throw them in a pit. But I come to Memphis today to tell you the same mistake Joseph's brothers made is a mistake you made. You thought you threw Joseph in a pit. You thought you threw Dr. King's dream in a pit. But every time you throw something in a pit, God takes the pit and raises it up.
Remember Meshach, and Abednego? Meshach, and Abednego, they were thrown in the fire and furnace. Listen to that's scripture. That's scripture. Meshach, and Abednego.
We understand that there are concerns about public safety. We understand that there's needs to deal with crime.
Absolutely.
But you don't fight
we're against crime
by becoming criminals yourself.
Right. Yeah, we're against crime, man. Fight crime all day.
You don't stand up to thugs in the street, becoming thugs yourself. You don't fight gangs by becoming 5 armed men against an unarmed man. That ain't the police, that's punks.
And the police had, they had all that. You don't need to fight. You don't need to fight nobody. And this is for all humans. This is for humans. This is human education. In order for us to change, we all have to take the collective stance to change, man, as humans, all of us.
Man said, I didn't do nothing. You kept on going anyhow. Why do they go ahead? Because they feel that there is no accountability. They feel that we are going to get angry a day or two and then we're going on to something else. But some of us do this every day.
Right.
Some of us believe in the dream has to come true. Some of us are going to fight until we make this legislation happen. I don't know when, I don't know how, but we won't stop until we hold you accountable and change the system.
Change your system, man. You got to change your system. And the legislators to stop police brutality start going hard, enforcing more laws on officers.
We want to see the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act passed.
The George Floyd Policing Act.
Because then you have to think twice before you beat Tyre Nichols. You think twice before you shoot at someone unarmed. You think twice before you chokehold Eric Garner. You think twice before you put your knee on Eric Garner's, on George Floyd's neck. Because if you don't have qualified immunity,
hit that like and subscribe button, man. This
your
is
wife would be
Al
telling you
Sharpton
before
speaking.
you leave home, behave yourself. Because we could lose the house.
You could lose the house,
we
you
could
lose everything.
lose the car.
You lose your life.
Behave yourself. Because our savings can't be gone. You want to be a tough guy? Well, let's get rid of qualified immunity and see if you learn the same manners you have on the white side of town, you'll have some manners on the black side of town.
And this is for all human beings, man. This is all human beings have to stand up, man, and stop injustice. Injustice is committed amongst all people. So you got to stop it from everybody.
How are they going to keep crime down in the black community and at the same time not be tough and rough? Well, they do it the same way they do it on the white side of Memphis, and they keep the crime down without being rough and tough. How do you have the same department that keep crime down on one side of town without beating folk to death?
We all
But
witness
you can't
that.
do
We
it
all
on the
witness
other
that.
side of town.
Right.
Unless you feel that you can get away with it there. I can't speak for everybody in Memphis. I can't speak for everybody gathering.
Hit that like and subscribe button, man.
That man had been white, you wouldn't have beat him like that night.
And it's not a black and white issue; it's a human issue, man. That we must protest against. That we must stand against. Injustice on any race is an injustice on all races, no matter what ethnicity we stand for.
We're not asking for nothing special. We're asking to be treated equal and to be treated fair.
It's
and
humans.
Just like they marched and boycotted and went to jail for 9 years from the 55 Montgomery bus boycott to the 64 Civil Rights Act. We're going to pay the same dues to get this George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Remember how long? I don't know how long.
This is good knowledge,
They didn't know how long it would be when they boycotted in the 50s. It's not about a timetable. It's that we cannot continue to live under these double standards and under these conditions. We don't care how long, but I can tell you one thing, those of you that keep voting against that bill, we're going to vote against you. We got more numbers than the police union.
And again, this is Al Sharpton speaking at Tyre Nichols' funeral.
I believe that God will do for us what we'll do for ourselves. And even in the pit, Joseph never lost his faith. Joseph could have gave up. Joseph could have gave out, but in the pit, he still believed in the God of his father. And even as I stand over the casket of this innocent young boy, this young man, 39 years old, with a 4-year-old son that his mother and father and his siblings have to raise.
Tyre Nichols.
I believe that God will take him, Tyre, out of that pit and use him as a symbol for justice all over this country.
I
believe that babies unborn will know about Tyre Nichols because we won't let his memory die. We're going to change this country because we refuse to keep living under the threat of the cops and the robbers.
Black, white, brown, yellow, whatever nationality you are. For real. For real. No matter what race we are, it's a human right.
What touched me, I was raised by a single mother.
Then I'll be saying that about
10,
women.
Raised my sister and I on welfare and food stamps.
Women raising people.
Touched me when I heard him calling for his mother.
Called for his mom. He called for, he called for his mom. George Floyd. He called for his mom. And like I always say, the women, power with the women.
And the only thing between you and disaster was your mother.
We always talk about our mothers. See what I'm saying?
What calling for your mother means. Somewhere deep in my heart, I understood Tyre.
Yeah, you got to. Calling for a woman. You calling for his mama.
From laughing at my banana sandwiches and
calling for his mama. Listen to it. This Al Sharpton talking about.
Put meat there, but Mama would make it all right for me.
Mama would make it all right
and
for me.
he knew if he could just get Mama,
this is why. Salute to the women.
Quit stomping on him. All he wanted to do was get home. Now, home, Reverend Jamal Bryant, home is not just a place. Home is not just a physical location. Home is where you are at peace. Home is where you don't have to keep your dukes up. Home is where you're not vulnerable. Home is where everything is all right. He said, all I want to do is get home. I come to Memphis to say the reason I keep going is all I'm trying to do is get home. I want to get where they can't treat me with a double standard. I'm trying to get home. I want to get where they can't call me names no more. I want to get home. I want to get where they can't shoot, ask questions later. I'm trying to get home. Every black in America stands up every day trying to get home.
Yeah. It's not just black, all races, black, white, brown, yellow.
We went to Mason Temple.
Any human.
Church of God in Christ.
Any human being.
And the Wells family and Tyre's sisters and brothers stood there where Martin Luther King.
And it's crazy that I was in Memphis, like I said in one of my contents. Pray over Memphis.
That night was his speech for the last time.
Send prayers out to Memphis.
I was told by those that worked for King that raised me, and I recounted it with Mrs. King. I worked very closely with Martin III. We're going back to Washington August 26th. During his father's March 60th anniversary, we're going to deal with Tyre and the rest of these issues. And they were told me that day, April 3rd, 1968, it was raining and storming. Dr. King said he didn't even feel like going to the rally. He had come to Memphis a week before to lead a march for the sanitation workers.
Yeah,
and some provocateurs got at the end of the march.
Remember the sanitation workers?
You know, there's still some around now.
They march for the
sanitation. Than anybody else.
Hit that like and subscribe.
That's more active than anybody else. They're more like and subscribe than anybody else. They started a riot at the end of the march.
R.I.P. Young Dolph. R.I.P. Young Dolph, for real. R.I.P. Gangsta Boo. Memphis, man. Memphis, Tennessee, man.
March. If it wasn't for so-called militants,
Memphis, Tennessee,
Dr.
man.
King would have never faced what he faced. That's why all of these people talking bad that you and I don't know, don't have no background on. Be careful of who jumps in movements.
That part. Watch out who jumps in movements.
Serious folk up. Dr. King came back and that day was raining. And he said to Dr. Ralph Abernathy, Ralph, you go speak. I don't feel
Stay
like
motivated, man. Hit that like and subscribe button.
And they went on to the church. And when they got there, the church was full in a storm. Yeah. Dr. Abernathy went into the payphone and he called back to the Lorraine Motel, a black-owned motel. Told him put his call through the room 306. Dr. King picked up the phone. He said, Martin, you need to come. There are thousands here. They didn't come to see me. Dr. King got in the car by himself and rode over to Mason Temple, and he started speaking that night, and something came over him.
Why he talking about Martin? Because this is in Memphis. I
don't fear any man.
This is in Memphis, Tennessee.
God has allowed me to go to the mountaintop, and I've seen the promised land. And that's the last speech he gave right here in Memphis when he went to the mountaintop. I believe when he looked over, he could see a Barack Obama become president. I believe when he went to the mountaintop, he could look over and see a Kamala Harris sitting as vice president.
Well, another woman,
when he looked
Vice President Kamala Harris.
He saw black police chiefs He didn't expect you to disgrace him. He expected you to bring us on to the promised land. That's why I'm still marching. Yes, I got books out. Yes, I got a TV show, but I'm a mountain climber. I'm not going to stop till I get to the top of the mountain. You can call me names on right-wing television. I'm a mountain climber.
You can diss him, but he there.
To come my way. I'm a mountain climber. You can disgrace me, you can discredit me, but I'm gonna keep on climbing. I'm gonna climb.
At some point, everyone's discredited.
Tyre Nichols get justice. I'm gonna climb until Eric Garner gets justice. I'm gonna climb until we change the laws.
Change these laws. We have to change these laws, man.
We're mountain climbers.
We have to change these laws. The American institution and constitution and the laws have to be changed.
He talks with me. He tells me that I'm his own. He's been food when I was hungry, water when I was thirsty.
Hit that like and subscribe button, man. Al Sharpton going off at the funeral, man. At Tyre Nichols' funeral, man. He's talking the truth. He's talking about, what's really going on. I just wanted to share that with you guys so you get an understanding of how deep stuff is and the prophecy of the stuff that's of old, how it comes with new. And like I said earlier in my content about pray for Memphis, keep praying for Memphis, man. They need it right now. It's an evil spirit dwelling over Memphis. That was my point of that and all this. Like I said again, that's Al Sharpton speaking at Tyre Nichols' funeral, man.
A call to action.
Yeah, man. We need a call for action.
Let
All
us
human
go
beings,
forward
man.
to get justice. Let us all be mountain climbers. Don't stop until we get to the top.
Hit that like and subscribe button, man. Don't stop till you get to the top, in his words. You feel me? Like I've said, man, stay motivated. And I just had to share that with you guys for today, man. Again, like I said, that was Reverend Al Sharpton talking at Tyre Nichols' funeral in Memphis, man. And like I said earlier in my content, man, it's just pray for Memphis, period, man. It's an evil spirit just dwelling amongst them. You got the other police officer, like I said before, and like we all know that what happened before they was having sexual intercourse with one another while on work, the police department. So man, just that police department they needed to be broken down and built back up because that whole police department is in shambles. Man, you guys have a good one, man. Stay encouraged, stay motivated, and stay inspirational.